Welcome. My name is Michelle Lamons, and I am the Director for Career Ready U, the adult education program here at Amarillo College. Our goal is to share with you how leadership here at Amarillo College has embraced adult education and brought us to the forefront and utilizes Amarillo College's adult education program as a value add to our community. I hope you will enjoy what we have to share with you.
Our commitment to adults in particular in this community started with an economist named Edward Glaser who wrote a book called Triumph of the City. And he can predict which cities succeed or fail based on one number, education attainment. And in our community, our education attainment rates were amongst the lowest in the state, which meant the only sector growth we would have over the next 20 years would be low-skill manual labor. And those jobs are important, but they can't be the foundation of growing and diversifying our economy. When you look at our demographics and you look at our population shifts, even if we had every single high school student in our region that graduated high school and immediately went into a post-secondary credential, we couldn't change our numbers. Our economic future rests on Amarillo College's ability to connect with the adult students in our region that don't have a credential or a skill set for the jobs that pay a living wage. And that's why our adult education literacy program is central to what we're trying to do as a community college, because it's central to what we have to do to save our economy locally, and I would say statewide. That's why integrating AEL, adult education literacy programs, into Amarillo College are foundational. Those students are Amarillo College students. They get an Amarillo College ID. They get advised onto a pathway. They're not a second-class citizen. They're the hope of our community. And at Amarillo College, we've embraced them and our culture of caring and made them central to what we're trying to do to save our local economy.
Dr. Munoz, our hidden gem at our East Campus technical program. She has a vast knowledge and passion for adult education. She will share with us how you can utilize adult education as a value add. Please take our journey with us as we talk about our East Campus communities, our West Campus healthcare community, and our business and technology communities here at Amarillo College.
So out here at East Campus, we have the manufacturing program, which is welding, industrial maintenance, machining, electric and mechanical, many different programs. And then we have transportation that encompasses automotive. Every program we have out here is on the high demand occupation list. So individuals who graduate from these programs enter usually entry-level jobs and on a career pathway to better opportunities in terms of their career. Well, my heart is in adult ed. It has been for many decades. And there is leadership here at Amarillo College whose hearts are also in adult education. So I think when I came here, the door was open to include adult education in everything, in academic areas, and not sideline adult ed.
Adult education has this unique ability to bring IBEST support services to your community colleges.
Well, I'm 43 years old, and I didn't ever think that I was going back to college for truck driving, but it's never too late to go back to school. And here, before COVID started, I was an accounts payable in a vending machine company. I was trying to find a job, came across the Amarillo truck driving school, and it's just phenomenal. You're not without work when you have a career in truck driving, and it's just, the college just kind of fell in my lap. It was a blessing. Each instructor that I've come across has been so helpful as far as knowledge, their experience and patience, and just go above and beyond. Just really tell that they care about what they do. The length of our class is 8 weeks. It seems like it's short, but you get a lot of information, and Amarillo College has been phenomenal. They care about you succeeding. They have tons of employers come here for job fairs and recruiters, and so I have a couple options open, but I'm looking to go to Warner. It's just an experience. No matter what age you are, there's a future for everybody here, whether they want to be home or they want to go ahead and see the open range.
For the last 3 years, I don't think we've had a class that wasn't full. Truck drivers are still working, and I doubt that that's going to change no matter what changes in this country. Product has to get from point A to point B. They need truck drivers to do that. Most of our truck drivers that leave this program start out making over $50,000 a year. I'll be honest with you, we had our ups and downs at first. Once we got past that, IBEST has been a godsend for our students and has been a big part of the success we've had, which is a 98% success rate. Every student that leaves here that wants a job gets a job. Don't let your ego get in the way. Humble yourself a little bit and realize that there is room for improvement for all of us. And putting an IBEST instructor in there and having them help you will help you tremendously down the road if you'll just let it happen.
Career Ready U provides support in the form of integrated basic education and skills training. So this is a method by which we're able to have our students learn foundational skills whilst also accruing credits in academic courses towards their credential. We saw the pre-existing need for particular courses where students may be in need of additional support, where the content is a little perhaps more difficult. So by having these instructors in the classroom to provide additional support, we are removing barriers for students who may be in need of that extra support instructor, and access to resources. With me being a career navigator as well, being in the classroom with an IBEST class, they're also connected to a career navigator.
For the past 3 years, I've been the program coordinator of business technology. It's part of the business department. Before that, I was in computer information systems. So I like bringing a lot of that technology aspect into business technology, because today's business is primarily so heavily dependent on technology. There is that feeling that this job, the admin job, is going away, which is not true. It's just evolving. We have seen that it not only helps the IBEST students, it also helps all of the students in the class, because they have this one other person who is in the classroom who they can reach out. Because sometimes they may not identify with the instructor, but they may very well identify with the support instructor, because they feel instructor is coming from a less threatening position, which I don't know why they think that, but they sometimes do benefit from having those two instructors in the same space. It's very clearly identified to the students that we are here to support you, and you need to help us work together.
I've taken the class, I've seen what the struggles are, and I wish to assist you through those struggles where I see that you may need that assistance. Communication between the instructor and the student is critical.
Right now, our college is in an 8-week format, and students sometimes get scared that they may not complete the course successfully.
Specific to business computer information systems and how they explore the programs Excel and Word. Firstly, foundational skills is something that I work on with the student, because before you can truly build a formula, you have to understand the basic math required. Also, just critical thinking skills, as we're breaking down what is it that you wish to have as an end result within this formula or your project, and how do we work towards that. I believe that that's a beneficial skill across the board, and it's transferable. We're all about transferable skills, right? If you're curious about implementing IBEST and how to broach this conversation with leadership or perhaps your institution, I think that addressing the need is one of the first areas. Addressing the need of the students. If you find that there is perhaps variable success rates in that course that can use an improvement, this can be used as leverage to have a conversation about, do we need instruction in other areas, support instruction in this class? And how can we go about providing this to students so that we can have the best overall success as an institution? This would definitely be the approach I would take to achieve buy-in and ultimately help the students.
We worked together to come up with that solution, because once we had clearly set our goals for the class, it was easy for us to work together and realizing what is important to catch and help students with in class. That was very critical, and so the fact that we were able to work together was the most critical part of our success story.
Absolutely. Collaboration is key.
Yes.
I've had this goal for over 15 years.
I've tried multiple times, being a single mother, trying to go to school, trying to work a full-time job. I am currently a GED student. I am enrolled in a business technology course. I have completed all three: science, math, reading. I do have social studies, which I'm currently working on that. My career navigator is Ryan Francis, which is very awesome. They didn't give up on me. I have completed 3 of my GED tests and I have 1 left. I want to move further into my business technology courses, see what doors open up. What drove me to go back to school is my son. He was 17 at the time. He was coming out of prison. He hasn't graduated yet. I have 2 other girls, and so we made an agreement. We currently have a bet going on. It's a $100 bet. Whoever finishes first gets $100. You know, I have the confidence now to say, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going.
Immediately, we saw good results. Catherine was really good about going over material we had covered, and then she also prepared them for what was coming up next.
When we do their hour of support time, that also enhanced the IBEST time that they were getting in class, and then they were able to take that out of class and be effective with their studying.
A lot of them come to college and they don't know how to study. And so I tell them that you've got a master's degree in teaching them how to teach themselves. After they visit with you, they've got a confidence in their studying that they didn't have before. I was more confident going through the classes at a pace I felt comfortable with, knowing that she was going to review the same material.
When we first started, all of our students were on board with having extra support in the class, and I think by having the extra support, they were able to show us that it was going to be okay. So I think we've just shown that it is effective and it can continue to be effective.
And I think when I leave the room or go sit in the back of the room and Catherine comes up to the front, I think they relax. And so I think she brings that to the classroom, which we never had before.
I think the key ingredients to having a strong IBEST support is having an instructor that is willing to have you in their class. Paul is always willing to let me take over, give me my time, but also having the team of EMT, every one of the instructors, their director is on board and willing to accept that IBEST is going to work. So I've more so become their team as they've become our team.
There was a component missing before IBEST, and we didn't realize it was missing. What's really important to me is that we communicate with each other. We've developed a symbiotic relationship there, and I think ultimately the student benefits from that. What IBEST has done has helped us decrease our attrition rate as well as increase our pass rate on the National Registry exam. So I think we've got some proof in the pudding there. And I think as time goes by and we get more and more used to IBEST incorporating into our program, we're going to start seeing numbers that we like more and more.
I am 22 years old. I decided to come to EMT school about a year ago. I've been here ever since. I love it. It was an adjustment for sure. I came from high school where really didn't have to study all that much to pass your classes. The support instructor that I had, her name was Nicole. She was just there to kind of slow everything down so you could always backtrack with her. She could prepare you for that next class. Once the next class came, you felt like you were still on track. So Amarillo College is a no excuses college. That means no excuse is too big for a student not to be able to succeed and be successful in school. Eventually, once I have some years under my belt, I would like to become a flight paramedic. No excuse is too big for Amarillo College.
I'm continuously humbled at the integration that adult education has made at Amarillo College as we move into this new phase of Earn and Learn.
The name for the Earn and Learn program probably had a genesis over 2 years ago, I would say. That the program has been in development for quite a while and really originated within the business community here in Amarillo. Several business owners all worked together and realized that many of them were struggling with finding the right talent, and then not only finding the right talent, but finding talent that had the right skill set. And as they worked together and spoke together, they realized that there had to be new ways to start to recruit and build a talent base versus what had been the traditional model for so many years. As they found different options, they really realized that the apprenticeship-based model, the work-based learning model, really seemed to provide avenues for traditional students, younger students, as well as adult students to find new pathways into the workforce. And what was really unique that they found was the opportunity for these students not to have to pick between pursuing an education or finding a career to support themselves or their family. So they could choose one option, an earn and learn model, where they could earn a degree, earn revenue, earn income for their family, and learn skills and new capabilities to help find a new pathway to a new job. So that's kind of really where the earn and learn name for the program came from. Amarillo College is unique in that they want to offer these opportunities across every industry, across every academic discipline. That way you have the same opportunities as a student in another discipline. That's going to be a unique quality to what Amarillo College does that no other community college across the U.S. is doing. We don't want to limit the opportunities for our students. We want to give them every opportunity that's available. I think one interesting opportunity that our Earn and Learn program is going to offer to our community is the fact that we're not opening these opportunities up just for the recent high school graduates. I think often when we think about student recruitment or apprenticeships, people naturally think about 18, 19, 20-year-olds. But with the Earn and Learn model that we're creating, we see that there's opportunity for someone that might be mid-career, someone that may be 30, 35 years old, that for whatever reason when they were younger they fell through the cracks and weren't able to go pursue a degree. Maybe they had to get out and support their family, or maybe they just weren't encouraged at the time to go pursue higher education. What our program is going to do is allow those individuals to enter into an apprenticeship work-based learning model where they can go get new skills, still support their family, and then by the end of the program transition into a higher paying career. It's really an opportunity that allows us to not just target one audience, but really opens this up to the entire community, to any individual, no matter their age or their background. If they want to create a new pathway for themselves or their family, they can do that through the Earn and Learn program. As we start to explain the program to these people, and that we're opening it not just to students, to young students, but to really anyone in the workforce, immediately you see people's eyes light up, that this might be an opportunity for them to really change the trajectory of their life. And so the Earn and Learn program can really get so much support from the adult education program in that it will allow those individuals that have not been in a traditional education program to transition into a new model that allows them to learn, but also gives them the support that they need, that gives them the resources, the one-on-one coaching and outreach that they're going to need as they make this transition into a new pathway.
Amarillo College was invited by the Department of Education to be a part of a U.S. delegation 2 summers ago to go to Switzerland and look at their countrywide apprenticeship programs. What I learned on that trip was I saw students engaged in learning and identifying a pathway at an early age because of the work-based learning experiences that they were having. And I thought, we have an opportunity. We're a community that works and works hard. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country. Our concern is, how do we leverage that hard work and that hard work ethic to provide a pathway to a living wage long term? And what I saw in Switzerland were companies that had partnered with educational institutions to give students a work-based learning experience, gave students a job while they're getting that work-based learning experience, and I saw the student outcomes explode. Students were graduating at higher rates, they were getting hired at higher rates of pay, and for the employer side, they had a 10 to 11 year rate of employee tenure. People were starting right out of high school and college, and they were staying for over 10 years in that place of employment. So it made sense for the companies to invest in these work-based learning experiences. And it made sense for the students because they could earn money while they learned the job skill that was going to pay them a living wage. And I'm like, we don't need other countries doing this better than us. We're a can-do community, we're a will-do state, and we came home and like, how can we not just do it, but how can we do it at scale that fundamentally changes the landscape of our region? And that's what Earn and Learn will do.
Adult education is so much more than just our traditional ESL and HSC programs. Look at Virginia, Edward, and Carter, all coming from very different backgrounds. Adult education has been able to support each and every one of them to continue and be successful in their career pathways. This is just the beginning.